So this one is, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this, the way they did this. I may be sending this one back to my friend, or telling the guy, hey, you know, this is not this is not traditional bonsai style. This is more in the topiary. Hi guys, it's the Black Bonsai Guy, and I'm back here again today. And today I will be doing an unboxing on some bonsais. I had a friend who was in California, and they had a guy selling some bonsai on the side of the road. So they said, "Hey, do you want some of these plants?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, pick me out some." Just tell the guy that I'm in Tucson, Arizona. So I'm in Zone 9B, and make sure whatever you pick out, grows in my zone. The person that got it from me is not really a grower, but they were gracious enough to pick out some bonsai. So I don't know what's in the box. I told the person, cost is pretty much, it don't matter how much it costs. Just give me some bonsai. So without further ado, I'm about to open the box. The package got delivered earlier today. Today is actually December 28th. So I'm not sure how long they've been. Well, I guess we spoke last. So they've been in the box a couple of days. So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead on. Hopefully I'm still in frame when I stand up. I'm going to get into the first box. All right. It's like opening present. It's like opening presents on Christmas Day. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. These were packaged very well. Let me go ahead and see if we can. Well, this guy's a professional packer. This must have been someone who had some access to retail. Well, he's almost a professional packer. It's not necessarily in the box. So that is, it looks like a juniper. Even put a receipt in there. Pretty impressed, pretty impressed. And looks like this is also a juniper. Nice, nice, nice. Try not to get this popcorn all over the place. Yeah, this guy, whoever he was, these look like commercial bonsai. So he must have got a deal or something he was able to procure. But I'll go ahead and set this down so you guys can see. And I got popcorn all over the floor. I didn't want to do that, but I will take care of it. So hopefully, let's see. Interesting styling. Yeah, these are commercial, probably grown in Japan or something. I'm not Japan, China. So these branches, and this particular one is very interesting. It's not necessarily in a particular bonsai style, but let's just slide that over there. And let me put this box down on the ground, and I'll cut them out. I will admit I do like the color of these pots. I don't have a lot of light tan pots. Get that out. Cut this. Boom, boom. Sit this down there. Take the styrofoam. Cut this tag off. So they have it taped up pretty good. I will say that, although it did shift around from the styrofoam, but that's not too much of a big deal. Come on. And this is just your typical tag that comes with bonsai to tell you what it is. Come on. There we go. Boom. There's the first one. And when you every time you get bonsai, I'll get my forget the name of the thing, wooden thing. Been forgetting a lot of stuff lately. Chopstick. I'll get my chopstick and rework this into the soil again, but I never thought about getting a light colored bonsai pot. I think once it's cleaned up, it'll be a nice contrast against that green. That's for sure. Versus the typical brown that you find. So let's cut the second one out. And this one also appears to be wrapped well. No damage. Cutting these bad boys out. This is exciting. Nothing like opening bonsai. I can tell you that. At least for me. Yeah. Whoever this guy was, he did a good job in packaging. But these are typical plants from China or grown locally, probably somewhere in California, specifically for commercial market. So this one, the soil is more intact. So just off top, just kind of feeling the soil. I see that it's a soil that holds moisture, which is good because it'll definitely be needed for Tucson, Arizona. However, you do have to be careful when you're watering junipers. You do have to be careful. So I'll just rotate these by hand because my turntable is actually holding up my second camera. So let me just position these like that for my second camera. Rotate so you see the other side. I am really impressed with these. I did want to know what they were getting, you know, what they were going to pick out. I just said pick out something that looks cool and interesting. And let me know. We'll go from there. All right. So I will sit those off over here. And look at that interesting style of branching. It almost, it makes a S and then it like loops together, then it comes out. I wonder if they left it like that so you as the owner could decide, because these two branches are actually touching each other. I probably will end up taking one of those off, to be honest. So let's get into the next box. But good purchases. This is one of the things that I tend to spend money on. All right, let's see what's in this second box. Oh. Oh. Let me see what these are. Lots of peanuts, so these are nice. These are some ficuses. Little word about these. I think they got stuck in the whole delayed in the mail thing. And the leaves looked a little shocked. But these are ficuses. They can drop their leaves and still come back strong. Or it could be the color of the ficus. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really seen ficuses with that color. I think that's just the color of the leaves, and they just need maybe a little drink of water with some Super Thrive. Oh, I like that trunk. I like that trunk. I like that trunk. That trunk looking like, yeah. That trunk crushing. Let's see what else we got. It's like digging for candy. I'm not sure what this tree is. This looks to be some type of I don't know. I've never seen. I gotta look at this a little bit more. Here's the there's one more in the box. Let's see what this is. See what we got here. Chinese elm. See, this is my first. I'm glad I got sent these. These are my first Chinese elms. Been wanting to get my hands on them, but they are hard to come by in the nurseries out here. I think that's it. Just fiddling around in the bottom of the box just to make sure I don't throw nothing away. But I think that's it. I'll go ahead and put that box out the way. And let's slide some stuff out the way so y'all can see on camera. 6 bonsai. I'm liking that. All right. So, I don't know. I don't know about these. I'll know tomorrow if there's a problem with these ficuses or not. I've just never seen ficus that hue, that dark. But it can be totally fine. Could just be a different type of ficus that I'm not used to seeing. Leaves are a little droopy. That's typical when dealing with a bonsai that's been sitting in the post office. You know, there's a delay all across the world right now. So that's typical. But let's see if we can. There's a lot of water in this bag. I wonder. I really like these tan pots. I really like them. I'll keep it a band with you. Yeah, it's a lot of water in here. I wonder if the roots are waterlogged. That would not be good. The guy said if I had any problems, I could always send it back. Let's see. See, it's all about where these plants go before they get here. It's a lot of water. You can see it on the table there. That's coming off. The trunk feels loose in the pot. I don't know. The only thing we can do is give it some air. Good thing about Tucson is we're in a dry climate, and I will sit this right by a place where it gets a lot of air, heat, warmth, and hopefully tomorrow morning we'll see some of those leaves perking up. I'm really not concerned too much about the leaves, more so concerned about the roots, because the leaves will come and go. As long as the roots are good and they're not, soaked in water or waterlogged or rotting, then we'll be good. Let's see. Just giving it a little shake in the pot. This one feels better than the other one did. All right, so let's get these popcorns out. Get an assessment of what's going on here. So I like the trunk. I like the twist and turn. I like the potential that this has. I really, really do. I think the best thing for these is just gonna be some warm air from my heater. Dry that soil out a bit. Give it some sun tomorrow, just a little bit, a little morning sun, and let these plants shake back. Won't give them some water for quite a while. Although in Tucson, you could wake up tomorrow and that soil be completely dried out. You know, that's how dry it is out here. And this is Chinese elm. Again, my first elms. Not really a fan of how this one was styled, but I'm open to new styles. Let me move this out the way. Get that out the way. Get Get this one out the way so you guys can see. Not really a fan of this style per se, but nice. That one seems to be in a decent shape. All right. Now, like I said, this is my first Chinese elm. I need to look up some of the requirements on how to keep this tree. Not really feeling this broom style here. Got a dead branch over here. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Put that on my side camera. See that dead branch? Go ahead and take that off if this doesn't fit the design of the tree. So this one is, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this, the way they did this. I may be sending this one back to my friend, or telling the guy, hey, you know, this is not traditional bonsai style. This is more in the topiary world. But you never know. You can grow to love something like that, I guess, over time. So let's open the last one. And this last one is also not in the traditional bonsai style. So let's get this out. I mean, this one is almost like it's like an informal, but you just can't have, I mean, I guess I gotta go and see how he was claiming this one. I mean, this tag is on it. Let's see. Yeah, he's not calling it a bonsai in training, because that's what I see. I see a bonsai in training, not necessarily a bonsai. But so far, I am only marginally impressed. Only marginally. Actually, I take that back. I am a lot impressed. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So when they were taping this down, this branch right here, they had that branch in tape. So yeah, this is just poor quality. Not something I would expect. This elm is actually growing moss right here. Let me see if I can, hopefully that's in the shot. And you guys can see right there, it's actually growing moss. I've been trying to find some moss for so long. Now this moss is probably a moss that is specifically for the climate in which it was grown for. Might not survive in Arizona because it's just too dry here. But I am happy about that. I'll just go from least like to most like. And I'm doing it based on initial appearance. Let's see. Boom and boom. So this is how I like them. My least favorite. Let me swap these so you know. My least favorite of the crew is this one. followed by this one. And the only reason I have this one coming in at second to last is because it doesn't, it's not styled yet. This is nothing more than a stick that's been planted in the ground. It's a bonsai in training. You know, that's what I would consider this one. This one has lots of potential. However, the leaves are droopy, and they are a different shade of green than what I'm used to seeing. But that is common through all of the plants. So this leaves me to believe that this plant, that's just something peculiar to this variety of ficus. Next is this one. The main reason why is because you have two branches that come up like this. They actually touch. They're actually rubbing here, and then they go down like that. Again, this is not a typical bonsai styling. One of those limbs would have to come off, or I would have to wire. Now it would have to come off. It just doesn't fit. So, and this is what bonsai people do. We critique plants as we get them. Next is this one. I really like the movement in the trunk. Kind of just turning this around. I like the movement. Smells good. I like the knottiness of the trunk. Some of these branches need to be wired. I like this one. And then you got the traditional, I guess this was supposed to be you can turn it into an S-style bonsai, or you can turn this into a cascade. I probably would do a cascade. They actually cut the tip here, and this is starting to grow out, so I guess that'll be the new lead. Again, this is what happens when you buy commercial bonsai. It's always little imperfections in the bonsai, and nothing's wrong with it. As long as all of these are healthy and they don't die on me, I'm good. You know, I could turn this into a bonsai. This one, you can turn it into a bonsai, but the problem with this one is, let me just tilt that back and go to my side camera. You see, you have this, it was a cut made here, and you have multiple branches coming outside from that single trunk. That is causing inverse taper. So what happens is, if you notice, the width here is much smaller than the width here. And that's not the way it's supposed to be in bonsai. It's supposed to be the other way around. The width of the trunk is supposed to be bigger than the width of the trunk as it goes up. So you have inverse taper on this particular bonsai. This right here, it should have been pruned off a long time ago. Like, this really doesn't serve or add any aesthetic to the bonsai. And then you got this root coming out right there. Those just don't do anything for the overall styling. So this right here, the best way to save this tree and really turn it into bonsai, if you wanted to do a bonsai, is to, boom, cut it right there and let the tree come back. Actually, it's nothing you can do, because the taper, the thickness is wider here, and it tapers down to right there. So if you wanted to redo this one, you would cut it right here below this this little handle. It reminds me of like a cup like you would drink tea, right? You would cut it below that, get rid of this, get this from growing back into the ground. I really don't understand that. Maybe this is an aerial root and I'm just missing it. Well, it has to be an aerial root. But yeah, this tree needs a lot of work. This should not have been, shouldn't have gotten this far and passed on to the customer in my mind. Now this one, turn it around so you can see. Like again, lots of work, but I think this is a better angle for the tree. I don't think that, let me get this out the way. I don't think that this should be a front or this should be a front for this tree. I think this tree benefits from this being repotted to where this is the front of the tree. Where you look at the tree from this angle, or perhaps looking at the tree from this angle. Right? I think that gives you a better, it's more pleasing to the eye. Let's see about this one. I just think some of these branches need to be wired down. They've grown quite a while. I think that needs to be wired down to there. Or perhaps this one wired down to there. It needs a haircut, but of course you can't do anything until it perks back up. All right, let's get that one out the way. This one, we already talked about this. These two branches, let's turn it around, maybe you guys can see. See these two branches, one going there and one going this way? They have to, you can't have that because those branches and they'll just rub against each other and that just will become a sore spot for the tree. Now, just trying to see, and they're pretty stiff. They've been in that pattern for quite a while. Probably I'll turn this into a cascade, and I think that's what they wanted to do. Leave it to where the customer would decide which way they want to go. But I think I'm going to take one of those branches off. We talked about, no, we didn't talk about this one. Again, got that. Got that. What are some things that need to be done to this one? So off top, I think it's important to recognize that this side of the tree is much more open than this side of the tree. Probably because the sun was hitting this and this would get more sunlight over there. Or potentially it could have been just because this was the front of the tree. I'm not sure. But I do see some branches that need to be cut off. And particularly, I think this whole section right here needs to be cut off. I think some of the branches need to be wired down. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think the branches need to be wired down. It'll be interesting to work on these when they get, when they shake back. And on this one, I think this one is, good to go. Not much work needed for it right now. At the end of next year, this plant, it'll probably be grown out to about right there. I think you can start cascading this, or you can get rid of some of these lower branches. Maybe keep these two. Get rid of the lower branches, show off that trunk a little bit more. Make this be the new leader of the tree, or make that be the new leader of the tree. I like that. Look how that looks. If we take this and we just do that, do some cleaning up on the trunk, get some of the pads to lay flat, I think that could be dope. All of them need a little bit of work. So, thank you all for staying with me this long. It's been great unboxing these bonsai. All of them offer a unique challenge. And I look forward to working on these in the future. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this one, but that's why you have people you can reach out to in terms of people that have been doing it longer, mentors, things of that nature, to see what their thoughts is. Because initially, my thought, like I'm just looking at it, like if you repotted it at an angle on a 45, it doesn't do anything. If you did 45 this way, it doesn't do anything. That inverse taper, I mean, this is a major no-no in bonsai. And I'm surprised that this person is selling it. But that's all I have for today. It's the Black Bonsai Guy. I'm out.